Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So don't forget, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below if you have any questions. So today's video is a continuation of the video on Saturday. So you've seen we took the David Brown in. I've been washing at it since a few times since we done the video Saturday. Spent a couple of hours washing it on Saturday, another hour and a half today washing it, and it's coming up very well. There's a lot of ground in muck on it that we had to take off. Really was hard to get off. Some of it's probably been on it for quite a few years. The block, remember I said that I had seen it somehow that where it was cracked. See, somebody's put a bit of sealer over it, but that is the point there where it cracked. So yeah, I'm kind of finished washing it. All I'm going to do with it now, I also had lifted it up, done the hole underneath of it, and it's nice and clean now. So we'll be getting it inside, and it's more or less ready now to make a start on it whenever that is, over the next number of weeks. But good to have it to where it is. What else are we doing? We're going to move calves now. We still have some calves outside, the reared calves. Some people have been asking me about those over the last while, so I'm going to put the drone up. We're going to move them down into a couple of different fields, and yeah, we'll see how we get on to see if we can get a bit of drone footage of it, and we'll have a talk about them, maybe do a bit of voiceover on that as we're moving them. And also, we're washing cattle for lice. I have a little bit of footage of that, and I'll voice over that too. So a couple of different wee bits and pieces that we're going to talk about, and we'll see what else we can add into the mix along the way. Alright, so the big move is on. We're just trying to get them down now to get them out on the gate. So Dad is just opening the gate here now. It's to the left hand side of the screen. You'll see him, he walks back out into the field now in a second. There's also, you see up along here, this sheltered area, it's all frosted. It's quite a heavy frost that morning, and this was in the early afternoon, so it hadn't thawed out, but it is kind of sheltered there where it is. So yeah, you see that now. He's just walking out from the gate and straight across. This field always poses problems of getting cattle and trying to move cattle. It's okay with the likes of these here, or if you're moving the suckler cows, you can't call them. They know the drill, they know what the gate is. But if it's stock that you've bought in, or younger cattle that's maybe a little bit more flighty, usually can cause some issues getting them out, because they always head down into the corner here where the drinker is. And we've actually talked in the past about putting a gate here in the bottom corner, just to allow that when they do go down there, it would be easier to get them moved across. And it's something that we're maybe going to do. We have to replace some fencing in this field, and it's something that we definitely should think about. But yeah, here we go now, trying to get them up. A couple of them here already have decided that they're going to try and leg it out the gate, or not, sorry, they'll leg it up the field rather than go out the gate. But they're kind of huddling down here now. They are quiet. They're reared calves. They're getting meal every day. They're used to people, so they're not really that bothered by us. But eventually, I'm over the gate now, shaking the bucket, trying to get them to follow me back out, which isn't working at this point. See, they're still just want to go back up the field. But you'll see now, I'm trying to get the attention of a couple of them there at the front, and eventually they do see me now, and they go back out. Yeah, they do go out, but it does take a second. Yeah, these cattle that we did intend to put them in. The plan was to keep them out as long as we could, and to put them in around Christmas. But we had plenty of grass outside. The fields that we had them in were quite dry, and they were doing very well. The winter coats they had the winter coats of hair on them. As I say, they were getting meal every day, and they were just doing very well. And it kind of got to the point then where everything was going well with them. We said, okay, look, we're going to try and weather these outside. We'll leave them outside. You see now they've eventually made it out the gate, which is what we wanted. And yeah, they're just to slowly filter through. They're very quiet, so there's not much of a rush on them. Yeah, you can see here now, this is always a wet area now. When you go out this field here, we call it the meadow, and it has a tendency to get wet. We split it. It's split in two. There's just over 9 acres in it, and we split it in two for grazing purposes. But this area here always tends to get a little bit wet. We had cattle on it, they were being fed outside, so that it is a little bit poached just here to the right hand side of the fence. But you see there, once it gets to here, then it all dries out. So this area here where the cattle are walking through always gets a little bit poached, but it's not the end of the world. Get the land roller out, give it a run in the springtime, levels everything back out, and if then the bad areas, just throw a bit of grass seed on it. So yeah, they're happy to be out here. You can see their tails wagging away there as they're running, just kind of as they're finding their bearings now, running around. They've never been in these fields before, so it's kind of all new to them. And yeah, they're just running around trying to get the lay of the land as such. Yeah, there's a nice cover of grass, and you can kind of see it there. But we're not going to leave them here that long. There's another 8 acres that runs fairly close to this, and we're going to put them into it. There's a lot more grass in it, and they'll get into the springtime, and they'll be in it for a couple of months easily. So yeah, we'll do that. It's usually a field that we cut have, and there's been nothing has grazed it now since last August. So yeah, there's some great crop of grass on it there that'll do them a long time. They've just started running back over the field now. They're heading back over where they come out of. Dad and Peter is just shaking the bucket here, and as I'm flying the drone, and they're going to put a wee bit of meal in the trough. They have kind of went off the meal in the last week or so, since they've been moved on to fresher grass. Bellies are full of fresh grass, and they're just not as eager to get to the meal. And yeah, when they go back up here, they don't last that long at the trough before they're way back down the field. So yeah, a wee bit harder to get them to eat the meal, but yeah, doing very, very well. Very happy with how they've done, and a nice little batch of cattle for going outside and in next year then for finishing. So yeah, that's how they done. Moving on now, we also that same day we washed our cows, some of our suckler cows, for lice, and we've a very handy little setup just for washing them. A barrel, fill it up with water, and we've a hose and a lance. You'll see it now in a second. The lance here has just a little jet on it. Lets the water out at not a massive rate, but just a nice little flow that you can go around, soak the cows, and it's just like a sheep dip that we're using, and works very, very well on the lice. Stop the cows from scratching or anything like that. And yeah, cows are doing well inside, and just in the lead up now to calving. Have to do a hair test on them next week, and we'll vaccinate them then for scour and just a few tags to replace, stuff like that. But it's always nice to get them washed for lice. Sheep dip's a good job. Just helps to disinfect the pens as well, I find. And yeah, there's a little pump, just simple barrel set up and a wee valve on it. Sheep dip inside. It's just a little electric pump and a simple garden hose on it. Very simple setup, and works extremely, extremely well. Alright, so it's just coming up to feeding time. Just coming in just to check to see. There's a little bit of feed still in that feeding box. It's hard to see it there with the sunshine. This feeding box here is more or less cleaned down, which is what you want to see. Cattle nice and relaxed mostly in here, but a few of them just starting to get up. It's just getting at that time of the day now where they'll want to get fed. Yeah, slurry ban is open while it's here now. It's open since the 15th. We're on the early tranche of openings, if you like, for the slurry, so we can put slurry out. But with the price of slurry, or the price that slurry is worth now, with the way fertilizer has gone, you're not going to really want to be wasting any of it. You're going to want to use it and get the most out of it that you can. We usually like to get some slurry out on some grazing at this time of the year, or a little bit later, even towards the end of January, if slurry capacity holds out that long. Get it out early, get a bit of early grazing. Then if you had some cows and calves you wanted to get out, stuff like that, it's always very useful. But you don't get a whole lot of benefit out of it this time of the year. A lot of it would be lost because you don't have the growth. But yeah, we'll see. We'll try and hold it out as long as we can. Our tanks in this shed here, the new shed, they are a little bit deeper than the other shed. They're 9 foot, whereas the other shed's about 8 foot, or maybe just over. So there's a little bit more capacity in these tanks than the other shed. so they're a little bit low, and cattle then were in the top shed before here as well. So the last of the cattle that we put in or bought in were put in the shed here. So there's about 3 or 4 foot space in these tanks, whereas the top tanks are almost full. One of them I mixed it about a week and a half ago. We moved 4 loads down here, so we're probably going to have to take another 4 loads out and just put it between these 2 tanks, and it'll try and get it away till around the end of the month anyway, before we spread any slurry. But yeah, it's slurry's, I don't know what the value of it is now, but it's well up with the way fertilizer has gone. Cattle are doing well. This is the bull shed. No bulls really fit to go yet, but they are fleshing off nicely. A lot of the first cattle we'll have to go will be heifers. A lot of the heifers will all go first. So the bulls, we'll keep them on, we'll get them into some decent weights, and hopefully at that stage the price will have up a bit. Price is good compared to other years. The problem is all your expenses, meal, diesel, cattle themselves, when we were buying them in, everything has went up in price. So the price of your beef has to go up then to compensate that, to leave a profit. And at the minute we're just not where it needs to be. It needs to get up. By right, it would want to be up around €5. That's the crow scarrow. €5 a kilo for it to leave a profit. But it's not at that yet. There's a bit to go to get to that. May not even make it that far. But I think it is going to go up over the next few weeks. So hopefully we'll see what happens on that front. All right. So Olight running a flash sale. Their January flash sale at the minute. They very kindly have sent me out. It's a Secret Tree Pro to give away. So competition. You'll just watch out for that now in a moment. They're running a flash sale over the next few days. January flash sale. Run these once a month usually. Some great deals on that at the minute. They've actually got the Secret Tree Pro. They now have it in a lovely blue. That's available up to 25% off on that. There's also a bundle deal where you can put a Secret Tree Pro on one of the Obulbs in a bundle, save up to, it's like 62 quid or something like that. You can save off it. Description below, you have all the details of some of the deals that they've running. There's a link to the website. Go in through that and it'll bring you to their website. You'll see all the deals that's running at the minute. If there's anything you want to purchase, make a purchase through that link. It's an affiliated link. It does give a little bit of revenue back towards me. It's only very small, but it's all a help to the channel. Also, if there's anything that you want to purchase that's not on sale, you can of course use the Jerry10 discount code. That's also in the description below. When you get to the checkout, you can pop in the discount section of it. Gets you 10% off on all non-sale items. So anything that's not on sale, you can get 10% off on that. So you can use that as well for something that you want or wanted to purchase, and then save yourself 10%. Yeah, so very kindly they've sent out this light. Going to give it away. It's in black. Very, very good light. There is 4,200 lumens of light out of it, 250 meter throw, so it's a very good useful light. Some lovely features on it, a little dial on it. You can adjust the brightness on it to a few different settings. Lovely little light. You probably would have seen me showing this off before. Really like this light. I've used this a lot since I've got it. All right, so how do you win this light? What's the competition going to be? Well, it's going to be a very simple question, and you have to answer the question then to be in with a chance of winning the light. The question is, what's the tractor that we restored last year back to its former glory? Hint is, it's the bigger brother of the one I'm sitting beside here. So it's a very simple question. Everyone should know that. If you're watching the channel at all, you'll know that. You can answer in the comment section below. Just type in your answer, the make and model. You only do it once because you only get one entry. If you enter twice, it doesn't count. The other thing that you can do as well is there'll be a post on Facebook and a post on Instagram with the competition on it as well. You can go and answer the question there too. You have to be following me on Instagram and Facebook for it to all tally up. So if you're not following me on Facebook, follow the Jerry6420 on Facebook, answer the question there. Follow me on Instagram, answer the question on the post there, and you have a chance then, if you've answered in all 3 places, your name's in 3 times to win the light. So there's no point answering twice on Facebook or 3 times on Facebook. You're only going to have 1 entry, so there's no point answering it 3 times. So yeah, it's really good light, good chance to own one of them. They're fairly expensive, so good chance to own one of them. And yeah, get entering, and we'll hopefully pull out the winner on Sunday. So you'll have, this video is going up on Wednesday evening, so you'll have right until Sunday to enter. And yeah, best of luck, hope you win. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be back at the weekend. We'll be pulling out a winner on Sunday evening. Don't know whether I'll announce it Sunday or in the midweek video. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, get entering the competition. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button. Leave a like in the video. Comment down below if you have any questions, or if you want to answer the question. Yeah, get going at it. We'll see you in the next one.